Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel or on our website. Reach out to me directly, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing what might have been the under-the-radar sports watch launch of 2016. The 48mm titanium FP Journe Elegante 48 is the sports watch that represents the most swimmable, durable, and all-around versatile sporting option in the FP Journe catalog, and it features an unusual case shape to boot. Now, the watch is 48mm from lug to lug, larger than the previous women's Elegante. It's ultra-thin at only 7.7mm thick, and 48mm lug to lug by 39.5mm side to side, not including the crown. The watch features an 18mm spacing between the lugs, and this is the first time I filmed the watch, or recorded it, I should say, on a red strap. So you can see the timepiece has a different look on the red strap. It is an FP Journe factory piece. It looks good, it feels good. On my 16cm circumference wrist, you can see that it's not just the short distance across the wrist, it's also the shape of the case, which is nicely downturned and cambered like a proper tonneau, so it hugs the wrist. And I can recommend this for wrists as small as 13 to 13.5 centimeters circumference. Entirely in grade 5 titanium, the watch is feather light. And remember, grade 5 tie is about as scratch resistant as steel, but just as light as any other titanium. It's the good stuff, and you know you're looking at grade 5 when it's polished, because you can't do that with grade 2. Now, taking a quick look at the strap itself, you can see it's a form-fitting piece that swells to match the size of the lugs, and it's fits so that there's no daylight between the case profile and the strap itself. It's a nice integrated appearance. You can see the strap is substantial, but on the underside with the interlocking FP Journe logo, it creates little air pockets that allow the wrist to breathe. There's a full deploying clasp in matching titanium. You can see nicely made. It's both media blasted and polished, and it shuts securely to prevent droppage while donning or removing at bedside. And while donning or removing at bedside, you will wake this watch up. I need to talk a little bit about what is going on in that regard, because you may have heard that this watch has a standby mode, and indeed it does. When it's left for 30 minutes or more, it will go to sleep, which means the microprocessor keeps track of the time, but the stepper motors stop stepping the hands. Now you can see there's a little oscillating mass down at the base of the dial right at about 4:30, and when you pick the watch up, that mass moves. That tells the microprocessor it's time to realign the hands, and the motors will drive the hands clockwise or counterclockwise, whichever is quicker and more efficient, to resume display of the correct time. So in that standby mode, the battery can last for 18 years. With daily use, the battery will last 8 to 10 years, still solidly more than the 2 to 4 year standard for most quartz batteries. Now, the case is nicely made, but there's quite a bit going on here, as the FP Journe dress watch line often tends to mirror itself, as there are many fundamental watches built around one case, and all of those models with the same case begin to look a little generic. Well, the Elegante is like none of them, save perhaps the rare limited edition Vagabondage series. A combination of sensuous curves and hard angles give the watch character, so too to the contrast between the polished and the satin finished segments. You can see the Holt head screws fixing the bezel on, and if we get close to the dial, you can see the dial side bolts that have been an FP Journe signature since the 90s. The dial is a solid block of Luminova, so it sort of backlights the hands and the calibrations. You will note that there are the characteristic Journe blued, tapered, biomorphic hands. The crown is a screw down, and the watch is rated to 30 meters, but it's tested past 50 meters at FP Journe, so I've been told this is FP Journe's most swimmable model, and that comes from the factory. Now, when you pull the crown out, you activate the hacking seconds function, so you can set this quartz watch precisely to a reference time, and it's accurate to 15 seconds a month. Remember, that's far more than a mechanical chronometer. Turn it over, and despite the fact that it is a quartz caliber, you have a handsome display case back. This is the rose gold caliber 1210. Now you can see the rose gold cover for the battery in particular is the highlight of the watch, but it's also handsomely executed, as the integrated circuits are a little piece of the theater inherent in this watch. The timepiece, of course, with an FP Journe designed movement. This is, like the rest of the watch, designed for the life not just of the owner, but of the watch itself. It is a substantial and accurate movement, pivoting on 18 joules, watchmaker serviced, and again, good for life. Highly water resistant, highly accurate, and with the patent on the resetting system and the standby mode, this is a timepiece that delivers everything you'd like from FP Journe: innovation, thin profile, handsome, imaginative design, and you haven't even seen the loom shot, that is where the imagination runneth over. Email tmosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. And we're back with the FP Journe Elegante 48, best loom shot of the day.